Hey, this is Prank with IrepairMD, and today we have a Mavic Mini 2 that has a broken arm. So in this video, what I want to show you is how to replace a broken front arm on a Mavic Mini 2. Again, this is the little caveat. Only if the motor is working properly, that we can do this procedure. And what you're going to need is you can order the shell of the arm. You can order from our website. Okay, listed here. And then we'll need a repair toolkit. And again, you can buy this from our website. And the link is going to be below. Let's go ahead and proceed with the repair. First thing we need to do is make sure that the battery comes out. Now, what we need to do is go ahead, turn the drone over, and we will take the screws off of these ends. The customer attempted the repair, but he stripped the screw on his. So he stopped the repair right there, and then he contacted us to see if we'd like to repair it, and this is it. And again, if you have a drone that you need repair and you have a hard time with it, send it to us. We can take care of it for you. So what we need here is a mini Phillip. So go ahead with a mini Phillip. Go ahead and take the screws off. Okay. And I always have a little screw tray right here. So after I take the screw off, we can go ahead and use the true screw tray. This is a strip screw right here. However, I have the right tool. Use a different kind of tool set that strips the screw. These screws are really soft. They're almost like aluminum, but this is the exact size that will fit. If you use any other type of screwdriver, most likely it probably will not fit. Let's go ahead. Once we recover the screw, we'll go ahead and put it in here. Got one more right here, the strip screw. Earlier, he attempted, but couldn't open. Tap it out. All right, it's still stuck in there a little bit. Let's go ahead and should fall off right here. There we go. This is the screw. Okay, I'm going to close it up a little bit. About here. So now with the Mavic Mini, you have screws, 4 screws in the bottom. Okay, and then you have 2 screws right here underneath the battery hood. Let's go ahead and take that out. Okay, and you will need a hot iron for this because we have to unsolder some wires to make this happen. And in some cases, let's go ahead and actually, you know what, to be safe, let's go ahead and carefully angle this right here, and then go ahead and take the screw off. You don't want to strip the screw in the process, or you don't want to break the lid either. Okay. When that's done, go ahead and tap. Screws out. Dang. Still needs a little bit more turning. That. Well, it should come right off. Just put in, just tap the screw out. These are the 2 screws. Go ahead and put it back into here. Okay. And now we'll go ahead and open the lid up. Okay, so what we need to do is go ahead and open the front cover. Again, these are clips. Just make sure you unclip it all around. Carefully, you don't want to add too much pressure to it. Okay. You don't want to break any of these clip mounts. So again, once you pull it, just go ahead and carefully, with subtle pressure, unclip it. Then lift this up. Okay. You don't want that too much pressure. So right here, there's some resistance. What we want to do is go ahead and carefully lift it up this way. Okay. Now we have this. Now we have access to the broken arm. So right here, you have the broken arm, and you have wires that run from the broken arm to these areas. Apply it. Okay. Take red right here. Red off. Take white first, black, and red. And we're going to restrip this out later. Okay. And then you also have, this thing will also have an antenna. You see right here, there's going to be a gray antenna that runs in the bottom. So let's go ahead and pull the bottom board off. Okay. So now let's go ahead and pull the bottom. And we're going to disengage the antenna. Pull the bottom plate. Flip right here. And then underneath this plate, we're going to remove screws right here. Using a tweezer to lift. There we go. Put the screws into the screw box. Okay, and then some more screws right here. There should be 3 screws holding this plate on to access the antenna wire. And this is a warranty sticker, and there should be a screw right underneath, right here. And then we got that. Let's go ahead and put that in. Carefully lift the plate up, like we have here. Okay. And now, put this in a safe place. You can see now this is what we're working with. The arm right here, the antenna cable runs through this side, and this is what we need to disengage. So go ahead and lift this out. Okay, careful. This is a clip. This is a connector, so you want to lift it vertically or raise it up. Like clip, put a little pressure right here. Just put the clip up right here. Once the clip come off. Okay, now we have that done. We're going to go ahead and take this pivot arm off. And this is a pivot arm, or retractable arm, pivot. These 2 screws here, again, we're using the same mini Phillips. This is the only drone that only use mini Phillips screw. All the other one will use hex and Phillips all combined, as far as DJI is concerned. All right, now we need to lift this up. We need to push the pin. So there's a pin right here. There's a pin. Push your pin down. Okay. Once you push your pin down, you can go ahead and lift this up. Okay. Now we should be able to just go ahead and pull this arm out right here. Carefully, we're going to pull this arm out. First, we're going to free this gray cable right here, the gray antenna. Run it through. Right here, there's a slot right over here, you can see. Pull it through. And now we're free to pull this out. There's a little adhesive right here. There's a little adhesive. It's like sticky, what is it called? Hot glue. It's been hot glue in. So let's go ahead and free it off a little bit. Okay, free the hot glue. Now I can pull this out. Okay, let's put this out of play. We're going to put it back together. Now we're working on rebuilding this arm right here. So now we have the part that we need right here. So with this part, we're going to go ahead, pull it out. These are all the screws that came with it. We can free up all the screws. Now let's go ahead and free this. This is a adhesive pad right here that covers the screw mount. Okay, remove that. We're going to reuse it again. And now we have 3 screws, 3 Phillips right here, holding the motor on. Let's go ahead and unscrew that. See right here, unscrew. Again, you can get all the parts you need to repair this drone, the Mini 2, DJI Mini 2, from our website, and the link is below. Okay. Just go ahead, put this in here, push it out. Okay, and upon examination, I do notice that the cable on this is actually broken. So we will not be able to use this motor. We're going to have to put a whole new motor in. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and replace the motor on this also. But meanwhile, let's go ahead and try to rescue the antenna right here. Okay, so we're going to lift the antenna arm using the razor blade right here. There's an antenna in the arm. You can go ahead and just use a clip. This circuit board for the antenna right here. There we go. Now we can go ahead and pull this out. Okay. Pull this out. We just want to use the antenna. At this point, these wires are no longer good. So we're just going to rescue the antenna from here. And again, we have to break it. We have to break it because it's already out of commission. Okay. So I'll go ahead and actually free the antenna by pulling on this sleeve right here. All we want is the antenna because all the wires are no longer good because the motor is bad on it. Fan. So now I'm just going to free the antenna out from this. Only usable part we can cut from this arm is the antenna because it has a bad motor. All right. Okay, so now since this motor is bad and the wire is stripped, we're going to have to use a new motor. Okay, for it. Let's go ahead and the motor, and get this motor from my website also. Comes with the sleeves, the motor. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start wiring. First thing we have to do is go ahead and run the antenna through right here, and then clip the antenna back into place here. So slot right on. Okay, this is the antenna combo. Once we get that in, it's a little tricky, but you have to bend it a little bit. There you go. Then it snaps into place. Now you got that secure. Okay. Now we're going to wire this in over here. Okay, and we're going to route it again through this open hole in the arm. Trying to give you guys the best view possible. Now, as you can see right here. Okay, now that we get that done, what we need to do next is go ahead and secure the motor into place. And you see how the triangle formation and then the negative impression right there, you go ahead and put it into place. Make sure they all align. Okay. And once it's rested properly, we can go ahead now and then put the screws in. And this is the screw, and this screwdriver I love a lot because it's magnetic. And these screws used here are tiny. Okay, these black screws are meant to mount the motor, and I will put the motor into place. There's a tipless magnet. Like that. All right. Let's go ahead and grab the other magnet. Okay, the black screw is right here. Okay. Then screw it in. Everything is secure. Now let's go ahead and put these stockings onto them. And these are wire protection stocking. And it protects the wires when it's pivoting, when you're closing the drone or pivoting the arm in and out. Okay, we just need to go ahead and do that, and then run the antenna also in here. And you can actually make this a little larger. Okay. All right, so now once we get that, we want this to be protected right here where the pivot joint is. Okay. So now we can go ahead and run cables through one at a time, like we have here. Okay, got the white wires out. And then we're going to run the sleeves through here. This is to protect the wires from being worn down by the constant closing and opening of the arm, folding of the arm. Okay, pull the braids out some more. Okay. There we go. All right. And so now we are gonna need super glue to seal this. So let's go ahead and get proper super glue. And I put it about right here. Again, this glue doesn't do a teeny bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and find something, the old wire from the previous one that went bad. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it on the tip of these. Each of these will have a little bit of super glue on them, so they will properly seal and close. All right, push out a play. Okay, now super glue this into place. Okay, hold it for about 10 seconds. Add a little pressure back and forth. That should do it. Super glue is in. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this drone back in. Now we're going to go ahead and install the arm. First thing we need to do is we need to run the cables through on this side. Okay. Installing it. I'll try to zoom out a little bit, give you guys a better view. Overall view, that is. And then, all right, so now got this arm in. Pull up the black cable right here. Okay. We're not going to attach anything yet. We're going to go ahead and turn it over. Turn over. Now we have the pivot hinge right here. All right, this is a fairly tricky put because it needs to add pressure. So we're going to go ahead and apply this. And then again, this has to actually go through the hole, okay? So when you guys put this in, this is a very tricky procedure. This is where I actually personally have a hard time also. And I've done it many times. It's always a little tricky. Getting it just right to line up. So once it's lined up like this, what you need to do is go ahead and actually add pressure into it. And now tap down on this. Slowly tap down, because it has to line up from this side right here on the circle. Okay, so now after we able fumbling a little bit. Okay, now we got it into place. What I need to do is go ahead, while you're squeezing it in, we're going to go ahead and put the screws in. The Phillips, the flat wide bottom Phillips right here. Put into place. Now go ahead and put this side. Okay. Okay, and you notice there's a little fracture on the shell here. What we can do is, it's not structural, so it doesn't affect the flight integrity. However, what we want to do is go ahead and then put the seam back together. So I'm using a little super glue, putting it in between the cracks right here. Okay. And that should be enough. To secure it. Okay. Let's turn this over. Now let's go ahead and get to the actual soldering point. First thing we're going to do first is run. We're going to run the antenna down. And throw the antenna cable right here. Slide it underneath. We did originally. And then push it through the shaft carefully. All right. Have to work it through a little bit till you get it in. Now it's on the other side. Go ahead and let's push it into more. Be very careful. You don't want to damage the connector head of it. So I'm going to go ahead and Push it out. Okay. Work it around. Let's go ahead and this out. Very careful when pulling it. The antenna wire is always the trickiest to bring in. Here we go. Got the antenna wire out. All right. So now we can go ahead and reconnect antenna wire back to the main logic board, which is in the belly of the drone. I'll give you a close-up of the connectors. Right here. Want to go ahead and position it so you hear a click. You should feel it click. It is a connector. There you go. I feel it. Now it's secure. Let's go ahead and put the heatsink plate back on. Okay. There you go. Rotate the wrong way, my bad. Now we put the 2 screws here and then the warranty sticker with glue. Correction screw. Let's go ahead and put the screw back on. Okay, and these are the aluminum screw or the white screw. Put some on here. Okay, that one. Screw right down. Okay. And you got one right here. This is where the warranties tamper-proof sticker is. And let's go ahead and replace it back in. All right. Oh well, it's out of warranty anyways. All right, so now we have all that in. Let's go ahead and put the bottom plate back on. Right here, snaps into place. Now, for the fun part, after we do all this, snap the bottom in, turn it over. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna solder this back on to the board. And you remember the order, right? You can see it right here, red, black, and white, right? So let's go ahead. We got the red, black, and white. And I want to work it this way. I'm going to do the white one first and then work my way around, okay? So the white cable here, we're going from my solder head right here. Zoom out a little bit so you see what I'm doing. Okay, my solder tip. Right. We need to do the white first in that order. So now I have the white cable here. White power cable. All right, white's in. Now we do black. this case, I'm going to use a tweezer. I don't want to burn myself, and I also want to hold it more precisely because you don't want it to short or the two solder to run to each other. Then you will have a short. Okay. Black's in. Now for the red. All right. You can see. Can you get closer? Right here. All right. So there's no jumps. Again, to always be safe, I like to go ahead and make sure that there are no hairline fiber that could cross it, causing it to short. All right, so now we have that done. Let's go ahead and put the shell back on. Okay. So here, we're going to go ahead, put the shell back on, like we have here. Now we just snap everything into place. Chill out. Okay. With a matter of just snapping. Front back on. Stepping it in. Okay. Top of the front. Let us shell. I'll snap in. We can go ahead and put the screw back in. 4 screws holding it down. Okay. We'll go ahead and drop the 4 screws in. All right. Is it done? 1. 2. 3. 4. And now we have 2. Currently it was slipped. 2 here. 1, 2. Let's go ahead and put that in. That makes engagement with the bottom shell. 1 more. Okay. Now that I have that done, let's go ahead and transfer the prop over from the broken one. And that again is a Phillip. And I like to line it up the way it's presented. Transfer one at a time. Okay. This is a centrifugal prop, so it closes until it spins, and then it extends out and create the lift that's needed to propel the quadcopter up. Just make sure it's nice and tight and it's loose there as far as the free flow, but the screw itself has to be tight. Let's go ahead and put the battery in, and we're going to run and check the sequence. What we're going to check for after this goes in, power on, we're going to check for slight movement in the props. Okay, all of it is powered on. Okay, see it, yep. Props is moving. Now the gimbal stabilize, and the gimbal does stabilize, and this drone is ready to give back to the customer. This is Prak with IrepairMD. It's safe flying and safe repair. See you in the next video.